Well, Lewis, agonisingly close to what would have been an incredible 10th pole here. I don't know, just the 100th bit of track evolution for Lando maybe helped into it. What do you think?
I think he did a great job.
In terms of the job you did, though, are you satisfied with how you managed?
Of course not. No, but I didn't go quicker in the last lap. I was good through the session. I think we've done a good job this weekend, but I've got to go and see the stewards in a minute. So
I heard you say it would be a tough day still tomorrow. I mean, you're always in it to win it, but what do you think are the particular challenges in the race?
I mean, it's all dependent on the stewards, so we'll see what happens in the next half an hour. But I always think of the worst, and so tomorrow might be damage limitations.
Lando, many congratulations. We've talked about how this is a driver's track, so does it give a bit of extra satisfaction to take pole like that the way you did?
I mean, I don't care if it's a driver's track or not, just poles. Pole. So I'm happy that we're back on top. Certainly my laps are very good. It's certainly a track where you need good confidence, a good rhythm, a good feeling in the car, because you don't have time to kind of chill and relax on a straight and rethink about things. You're straight from one corner into another, and I've always liked this track. I've always performed well here, but not possible without a good car. You're never going to be on pole without a quick car, and I felt good with the car all weekend. We've certainly been able to maximise more and more the package and the upgrades that we brought, and it's nice to see that it's certainly helped us get a good result today. So plenty of positives for the team. Positives for me because I felt still very confident, and I felt like I could always extract a good pace from it when I wanted to, and I knew where and how to go quicker every single lap, and that's the feeling I want inside the car.
Yeah, I know you think you're driving better than you were last year. In terms of the race, it's not easy to overtake you, and you're in good position. What are the chief challenges to converting this for victory?
I mean, you still need good pace, good time management, a good start, of course. Otherwise, you kind of learn on the go at times. I mean, we have to prepare well, and we have very tough competition. You know, I think you look at the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Their race pace yesterday looked very good, and the long run pace looked very strong. They've been strong all year. We're still kind of in new man's land in terms of it's our first time we're at the very front. So we'll see what we can learn on the go and how we can adapt. I expect a very tough race, honestly, but it's not impossible. So
go well. Thank you.
Charles Ferrari had been quick all weekend long, and there were phases in that session where I thought actually maybe you might be able to force your way into the fight, but obviously didn't come together in Q3. Kind of what's the emotion and what happened there?
A bit disappointed. Disappointing mostly because I didn't find a solution for turn 1 and turn 12 all today really. In FP3 already I was struggling with turn 1 and turn 12, and I was still losing 3/10 or something like this in Q3 in turn 1 and turn 12. So a bit disappointed with it. I'll look into it to try and fix that for tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, we were competitive all weekend. It's true that today everybody seemed to have done a big step forward that we didn't do. But it's still a long race tomorrow.
Are you still optimistic about tomorrow? I know last year obviously it was trickier in the race, but it doesn't seem like you've got those same problems this year.
Yeah, exactly. This year we won't have those kind of problems. So yeah, I do believe that our race pace is strong, but it's true again that people have done a step forward since yesterday. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be very close, and on a track like this, the start particularly will be.
Well, Max, obviously you're pushing it absolutely to the limit there. Just not the grip ultimately in the car around here.
Yeah, I mean my whole weekend has been bad, but in general the car in qualifying was really bad. Also, for whatever reason, again we're picking up aerodynamic losses, and for me the car on entry is everywhere. It's completely sideways everywhere, so you cannot rely at all on the rear. When you try to balance it out with the front, you start understeering, and now in qualifying from FP3 already we started having issues that were a bit out of our control.
Yeah, and in terms of tomorrow, obviously, difficult to make places here. Do you think there'll be any kind of strategic variation? Will we try and do something different maybe on that side?
First we need to understand our problems, because we have so many unexplainable issues that arise all the time, that we need to fix that first before you even start thinking about having just a normal qualifying race or whatever.
Thank you. In row, affected at the end by the yellow flags? Could you have made a place or two, maybe more?
I think like looking at the lap, I got a gust of tailwind in 9, lost a 10th there, and then in the last corner from the previous laps there was a good 10th and a half, because the lap before I got quite a few, just didn't maximize the grip. So also the yellow flag came while I was entering the corner, so I did try my best to lift. I did lift, but also I gave up quite a bit of minimum speed compared to before, and it was a shame. I think P3 would have been for sure, but don't think pole position. I think I would have been very close, probably Alpha 10th to Lando, but still not good enough for pole.
Yeah, George thinks maybe Mercedes have set the car up better for the race than qualifying. You also missed first practice, and conditions are very challenging here. With an extra session, have helped you out just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I've realized this year that especially with this track, with this car, it's never the best to miss FP1, because you kind of get into the rhythm, and so for sure, it's it definitely put you in a little bit in the back foot, especially when there are challenging conditions like this weekend. But at least now they're out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that for the rest of the season. And but for sure, I feel like with maybe FP1, you can also extract maybe a little bit more from the car. Also maybe set it up a bit differently, but we just tried our best, and I think as a team we did a good job, and now looking forward to tomorrow because race pace looks to be good.
Go well.
Thank you.
George, can you let us know first of all why you stopped out on track there at the end of Q3?
We lost water pressure and I had a water leak. So when I stopped on track, the car was leaking all of the water. So we don't know where it's come from. Fingers crossed it doesn't affect anything for tomorrow.
Okay, and just in terms of Mercedes pace relative to Ferrari and McLaren ultimately, it looked like you were wrestling the car a lot out there. Is it a surprise why you've been lacking performance?
Well, I think there were clues yesterday because we were probably even further off yesterday, but we have the strongest race pace, which tends to say it's not a car problem, it's a tyre problem. Time will tell tomorrow if we've struck the right balance between the qualifying setup and the race setup. We probably know we could make the car faster for qualifying trim at the expense of race performance. As I said, time will tell tomorrow if we've made that right balance, but it's going to be difficult to overtake. It would have been nice to be a bit higher up.
You were affected by the yellow flags out there, I think, from Verstappen's spin, but overall, was there much more in the car? You felt obviously Lando's taken pole.
Yeah, I mean, it was just Lewis not looking in his mirrors. The yellow flag wasn't my problem, so a shame because it meant I didn't get a lap in either way. But clearly the car's been quick today. I've certainly been chasing it. It's not been easy, but clearly there's performance there.
Yeah, I think the stewards have noted what Lewis did on track. Just in general, the upgrades come, it seems to have delivered something. You obviously missed the first practice session, and actually with the conditions being quite unusual here, a few drivers that missed it have always felt that they've been playing catch up.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely not helped for sure, but the wind conditions have been quite different today, so it was a bit of a reset in some ways. But I just feel like I've been chasing it the whole weekend to an extent, so I feel like I need another few practice sessions to really get on top of things, which we don't have.
Thank you. Difficult aerodynamics, loss of aerodynamic performance. It's unusual to see both Red Bulls spin it in a circumstance like that. So did strange things happen with the car today?
I don't know, I wouldn't say the car was worse than usual. I think we've had a car that's been very difficult before, and performance-wise it was definitely more fighting towards the front. I think this weekend we're back to fourth fastest car. It's really not very pleasant. We keep changing stuff on the car, it doesn't really seem to make a difference, so it's like reaching the limit of the package.
What about tomorrow? Are we thinking a few pit stops in this race? Could a lot yet happen? Are there opportunities to capitalise on?
I don't know. Whatever they do ahead, I do the opposite. So it's the only way I can. I have nothing to lose. I'm starting 8th.
Yeah.
I'm surely gonna finish 8th if I don't do anything. So I want to move forward, and I need to try something.
Thank you.
Well, Andrea, congratulations. Lando says it's a nice surprise, to paraphrase him. But did you think you might have the pace on Ferrari?
It's a nice surprise. We took some upgrades here. We saw that the upgrades were working well. We added a few tenths of a second to the car, but we never thought that this would be enough to put the car in pole position. And honestly, I think tomorrow the Ferraris remain the favorites. Even today, none of them improved in the second attempt, so I think they left a little bit of performance on the table. We take the encouraging indications that come from this result. We remain realistic. There's still quite a lot of work ahead of us to be consistently in the position we are today.
Okay. I know you're an optimist at heart, but you don't think you can better Ferrari? I mean, given the difficulties of overtaking around here?
Well, first of all, it's a long run from the grid to corner 1, so we will see. We will have to stay in that position with Lando. We also want to be in position to fight for the podium with Oscar. It's a shame for Oscar that he had the impeding in corner 1, because I think he had quite a lot of performance. He was starting to find a good tuning with the conditions today, so it's a shame we didn't see the last attempt. Obviously, we are here to give it a go. When you start from pole position, you go for the victory. But we know that our competitors are very strong, and we don't have to forget that Mercedes and Antonelli are not very far, and normally they are extremely fast, especially in race runs.
Okay. Well done. The upgrades have paid off, and well done on pole position.
If I may say, Ted, thanks. I want to take the opportunity to thank the team for the efforts that were required for a few months in order to develop, manufacture and deliver these upgrades that helped our team make a step forward. So thanks to the team.
Greta, shake that down for us. It's a fickle track, the Hungaroring. You never know when there's going to be grip and when there isn't.
Yeah, but at the end it was all in the same conditions. And today, I think he was a bit unlucky at the end. George was unlucky with what looks like a water leak. So it was an underwhelming session.
Okay, so George there's always a doubt at the end of qualifying about fuel samples and all of that. He was told to stop because of a water leak. There's no doubt about a fuel sample.
No. Okay. It's a water leak that appeared when he was riding over curb.
Okay, and then what happened? Where did the grip go? Why was it? I mean, from Q2, we heard Kimi's radio message, Bono, there's no grip. Have you managed to put your finger on why yet?
No, I think when you have these differences in grip levels, it's just the tire is not happy. You're either too cold or too hot. This is when you win or lose these sessions.
Okay, and just finally, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and we can all be clever on usually a Monday afternoon, but today a Saturday afternoon. Should Kimi have actually done FP1 instead of Fred?
I don't know. At a certain stage, every driver has to give up those FP1s. So whether it was here or somewhere else, it will always be a disadvantage.
A little disadvantage, but you don't think it was decisive?
Every margin matters, and of course you'd rather do all sessions, but the program is designed, to give young drivers the opportunity, and you need to take it.
Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you very much, Toto. Well, it had looked so good for the whole weekend. I mean, 12,000th of a second is nothing, basically.
Yeah, but it's the difference between P1 and P2. It's not nothing.
Just today.
And a lot of frustration. Yeah. No, but it is like it is. That congratulations to Lando first. He did a very good lap. We struggled to improve in the last attempt. The 3 or 4 cars on track, like the first group, struggled a lot. Now let's be focused on tomorrow and the race. It's a long stint until turn 1, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's a weird thing about that, nobody improving at the end. Any ideas, the guys? Have any ideas?
I don't know what's happened with Russell, because he was top on track and something was under the car. I don't know if it was water.
Water leak, yeah.
I don't know if he sprayed water at the beginning of the lap or what, but the first 4 or 5 cars, they were struggling a lot.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Right, so there is this investigation on blocking Piastri. I think you've seen it. Any thoughts on whether there's a way out of it, maybe a penalty?
This I will let the steward decide, but we told him, but far too late, and if there is a mistake, it's our mistake.
Okay. But anyway, bigger picture, the car is purely, on long runs and indeed on short runs. I know the differences are small. I know what you've said about Lando. McLaren think you're still strongest for the race win. Do you?
We will see tomorrow. It makes no sense to make prediction today, but Lando had a strong pace also this morning. That he was there all the stint in quali. It will be a fight tomorrow.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, we'll watch the post-qualifying interviews in our channel, as we said earlier in that video that we have watched the press conference. Of course, we had a lot of drivers here after qualifying that we have listened to their interviews. As always, I have some keynotes of what they said about the qualifying and what they felt about the qualifying. I will read my notes from my mobile phone to be more clear and make more precision comments about the qualifying interviews of the drivers. We are going to start with the pole sitter Lando Norris, who described his final Q lap was as one of the most intense of his season. Norris admitted that the car was sliding through the middle sector due to the high track temperatures, but he praised McLaren's execution under pressure. Starting on the pole in Budapest is massive advantage, but he noted his main focus now shifts to surviving the long run down to turn 1 and the managing tire wear during the race. At the second place, Lewis Hamilton secured a front row start for the Ferrari in a second. Hamilton praised his team for dealing in the setup overnight, noting a vast improvement in balance compared to Friday practice, though a small snap of oversteer in the penultimate corner cost him a fraction of a second. He was thrilled with the result and highlighted that launching off the cleaner side of the grid gives him a prime opportunity into the turn 1. On the other side, Leclerc locked in the strong 2-3 grid position for the Ferrari. Leclerc mentioned struggling slightly with the front tire warming on his Q3 out lap, which compromised his turn-in grip at the turn 1. However, he felt extracted the maximum from the car, emphasizing that having two Ferrari right behind Norris creates a strong strategic platform for the Sunday. Max Verstappen, in the fourth Red Bull driver, expressed frustration with the ongoing balance struggles. Verstappen noted that while the car felt slightly better than in FP2, they lacked the ultimate single-lap mechanical grip needed to the challenge for the front row. He remains realistic about the race, stressing that the tire conservation and opportunistic pit strategy will be the key, making up ground for George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. At the Mercedes qualifying was a mixed bag. Russell lining up a fifth reported that overnight setup changes resolved their severe FP2 rear instability, throw, big grip and a soft compound remained tricky to exact. Antonelli, starting further back after a compromised Q2 run, noted that traffic on his warm-up prevented him from getting his front tires into the ideal working window. Over at Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso brought their newly updated package into the top 10. Alonso expressed optimism about aerodynamic upgrades introduced this weekend, starting that early correlation data matches factory predictions through fine-tuning the mechanical setup to suit Budapest low-speed corners remains ongoing task. Like Pierre Gasly and Bob Pinto highlighted just how fine the margins were. Gasly noted that losing mere tenth of a second in sector 2 was the difference between making Q3 and getting knocked out, while Pinto focused on the recovering confidence over practice crash on Friday. Overall, the great reaction makes one thing clear: managing thermal degradation and the holding track position around this tight technical circuit will decide who stands on the podium tomorrow. Those were the main keynotes about the driver's interview. Of course, don't forget to put also your comments about the interviews, about the qualifying, and also we are going to plot behind the scenes video what happened at the qualifying today. Until tomorrow, be safe and don't forget to like this video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.